the board tonight, so I will call the meeting of the Irvington Architecture Review Board to order. As is always the case, we will start with revisions and go to new matters. And we will take the new matters in the order that they were received, which means we will go from the bottom up. Reminder to everybody, when they come up, please introduce themselves in the microphone, let us know who you are, and if you're not the applicant, that you're representing the applicant, and give us their names as well. We will call the revision ARB 18-49, 26 Lewis Road, Berlin, addition. This was last heard in August of last year?
August of last year. John Milan, Ferguson Milan Architecture, representing Emily and Ben Burley. This is for a revision to the garage wing of the approved house. As the house was being constructed, the height, the overall height of the garage wing seemed overpowering. So we had, if you guys remember, we had these three forms. They were all the same height. It just, you know, we felt like we needed to make an adjustment. So the adjustment is basically to this wing, where the ridge of this portion has been dropped approximately 8 feet, and the floor plane that was at the same plane as the other area was dropped about 2 feet. So the whole configuration, we think the diagram is similar to what you guys approved in terms of having an expressed gable end. The difference is that there's dormer situations that now allow this whole thing to be pressed down. The dormer is a flat roof dormer, similar to the other dormer that was approved up at the top, you know, sort of stay within the same language that we had. I mean, but that's really what we're here for today. We have.
If I remember correctly, that dormer in the middle was massaged a bit to, yeah.
Right. You know, it's a little bit of a different configuration approach. Honestly, you know, as we looked into it more and made this change, we think it's a little bit more sophisticated in terms of how it reads. You know, like there's still a relationship from here to here. The overall height of this piece, you know, if you take it all the way down to where it meets the ground, is similar to what, you know, you have up on this level. So in terms of the scale, we think it's very similar.
Is there a step-down transition from one wing to the other?
Yes, so there's in interior, there's a step down, a few risers down into this upper level space, which before was at the same level.
And what's articulated there above the garage doors? I'm assuming those are the garage doors and
These are the garage
bottom of
doors,
the-
which I'm sorry about the rendering. These are glass garage doors. They didn't render very well. But the metal panel that we had used elsewhere, we're going to infill in that area. So there would be the metal panel approach there is sort of infilled into this section there. And then otherwise it's stucco. So it's kind of like the metal panel gable inserts.
The glass panels are not, they're opaque.
No, these glass panels are windows.
I'm talking about the garage.
Oh, yeah, no, these are, what is it called? Printed, or, you know, the semi-opaque ones.
Okay.
beautiful.
Any other questions?
No, that's great.
Why did you remove the window on the bottom of the garage?
You know, that was just the location of the window when we had the series of two here. We could look at it again. What it was doing was just basically, as you're approaching, what you could see was the car. And you know, these we can do with an opaque glass, and that one we can't. And it just sort of seemed, at this point, it was not the right thing to express on the approach.
It would probably be low anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we could lower it, but what you're going to see is you would see, you know, garage storage and other stuff through that window, where, you know, this, if we do this glass, you don't really see it because it'll be an opaque glass.
Yeah. It looks good on the drawing, not in the garage. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay with me, I guess.
yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve? Second?
Aye.
All in favor?
Thank you.
John, you can get away that easy.
Yeah. Some stuff.
Yep.
We'll move on to new business. First item of new business is ARB 19-19, 28 South Continent Street, addition.
My name is John Power. I'm the architect for my clients John and Stacy Tunis at 28 South Continent. There's a number of improvements to this house. It was built in the late 30s. And two of them improve somewhat oppressive spatial conditions in the front of the house. And then the rear is basically taking advantage of a one-story family room bump out and creating a outdoor balcony, covered balcony porch, outdoor porch. So to review the front, there's two main things that occurred in the front is among the improvement of the siding, which I'll go over with the sample and stuff. Existing right now is a very tiny front vestibule. I mean, basically 3 feet deep, 3.5 feet deep overall. No closet space, no place to sit down. So what we developed here was a slight extension to make a slightly larger foyer with an area for a bench off to the side, a window, and then beyond that, 4-foot extension from the main front of the house is another 4-foot extension of a very small porch, just to cover the entrance, or you're fiddling with your keys, it's raining. But if you look at the documentation of the existing, or even the existing photographs, the existing foyer, not only small spatially, but just is such an understatement. The roof slope is minimal. So you hardly even see the roof of the existing foyer. Here, we bring it just underneath that single, the double hung there. This is to be centered under that window. And then the other major development in this front of the elevation is the existing roof or section of the house that's above the garage door now is set back 11 inches from the front of the second floor. But also they tried to create has a little gable window, doghouse detail on that front. That's kind of, I guess it was a cuteness. They wanted to, make not such a flat elevation there. But what happens to that bedroom in that location is the ceiling gets much lower in that end of the room. Also, on both sides of the window is a closet on either side, which even gets more oppressive inside the room. So that one bedroom out of the 4 bedrooms in this home is by far the smallest. I guess the next bedroom might be another 50% larger than that bedroom. So I suspect that square footage of that bedroom has to be 90 or 100 square feet, something, maybe 110 or so. So this really doesn't try to be too designer-wise. It just really flattens it out, introduces another window that is of similar size and similar proportions, same shutter style as the existing. The existing shutters are black. The entire existing home now has white vinyl siding, but for this project, the front would be wrapped or clad in the hardy shingle type of this color. I just got these samples the other day. I got 3 samples, and I just got a selection from the client. So it's very, but it brings it tones down, the bright quality of the white vinyl. The white vinyl will remain on the rest of the house.
The existing roof is gray?
It's a dark charcoal, but we're proposing, since there's going to be roof changes, and they do need a new roof, so we're looking at a kind of a charcoal gray, in the neighborhood of a gray or a, you know, hasn't been selected yet, but
It's a
nothing
little
out
glimmer,
of
so you're
red.
thinking tone on tone, basically.
Yeah, probably not as cool as that, but, and I'm not sure about this mixed type, but I would suspect it's gonna be either. And now that I have my selection, you know, we can go probably with what we call the weathered wood look to that. We'll obviously get a real sample of this, sample sheet for that. And that will be, you know, this roof, that roof. Another change to the front elevation is the garage door. It's a standard roll-up door at the moment. But the client has been using their garage for, they're avid bicyclists, and they store 3-5 bicycles there. They do a lot of work there with that project. So the idea of the roll-up and being in there for the time, you know, that they're in there. So we're introducing a combination swing door, and then the two sections to the left will be bifold, as in this photograph, which I don't think you don't have that, but so this and this type, where two of the leaves would be bifold, and the single leaf, which is the one they use 95% of the time, would be the door to the right. So it would be a swinging door. I mean, this prevented them from eliminating the garage. They needed the garage through zoning to keep that second car. So this garage is essentially still a garage. It still functions as a garage. The floor is sloped just as it was. It just allows them what they functionally use the room, you know, instead of rolling up the garage, you know.
The garage will be white, doors?
Garage would be white, yes. So the rear porch is somewhat of it's not a deck structure. It's really resting on an existing first-story bump out to their family room. So there'll be a deck-type railing, 4 posts, and approximately a 2.5-inch slope roof over that. And then on the surface, either some sort of, well, it'll be an EPDM roof, membrane roof, with, and it'll have a certain slope for drainage, but it will also introduce some sort of removable panel system. They make tiles, which are made out of IPA or other materials, or maybe a custom built removable panel system for cleaning, you know, maintenance and cleaning. So that's the story.
The columns on the second floor porch,
Yes.
you say white PVC or wood cakes. Is there anything else on that back that's PVC?
Well, the case, any of the members, you know, the structural members, it won't be, you know, there'll be framing, you know, 2x4 framing, and the post 4x4s. But everything there will be enclosed in a white trim of some, you know, PVC or you know, I'm assuming PVC has been very useful.
We always prefer wood. if you can do it.
Okay.
So-
Okay.
Or metal,
So primed wood.
yeah.
Okay.
You've got a couple new windows here. What are the old windows and what are the new ones?
When you say new windows, in the foyer,
Isn't there one above the garage door?
one will go to the garage, and we're just introduced, that window is a double hung window, of, you know, figure of well, I've got a 4/4 configuration to match the others. That window happens to be required to be an egress window now. So there's a 3x3 window that functions as a single hung window combination egress window. is not one of these extra large windows. It's a company called Ready Exit. They do a lot of basement egress windows, but they also do what is essentially a single hung window with a bottom panel sash raises up, and it functions as a kind of as a double hung window does. But in emergency exit, the entire window opens as a, emergency exit. And I introduced one of those into my son's bedroom, and they just resemble exactly the same type, double hung windows. Anderson series for the others, with, basically tilt wash. I think I may have specified. Nothing different. And then the door on the second floor that's beside the existing 3 windows in the master bedroom would be a glass, Anderson glass door, white finish, grill pattern, consistent with the other windows in the room.
Is there anything changing on the sides of the house?
No,
Are you putting hardboard on the sides, or
sorry?
is there hardboard on the sides?
Not on the sides,
No.
only on the front facade, corner to corner, in this zone here,
And under the porch as well?
under the porch.
On the front door?
Well, the front door, this will be the shingle, yes. That protrusion will be shingle. Also, what's going to happen is the existing foyer is enclosed in a face brick, and that will be, when it's demolished, the idea is to salvage that brick and maintain the brick on the other side of the garage door. Right now, that does not happen. Right now, they have siding beside the garage door. So there'll be, from corner to corner on the first floor, there'll be brick, except for the front foyer, and across the top will be all.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with all of it, and it seems, like some nice details, and especially that you're reusing the brick, because that's always difficult. I'm just concerned about the Anderson windows matching the right side as we're looking at it. Are you confident that those 3 windows will look like they're the same? I mean, it'll make a big difference in the appearance of the house, obviously,
Sure.
if one looks different than the others.
I happen to have a photograph on my phone of the egress
Yeah.
window I placed in my son's.
Just because they appear 3 in a row.
Sure.
It seems like it would be a tough match if you go with 2 different companies. That's what that double hung window. It's not the same proportion. That's the proportion that works with the other windows in the Right,
son's room. But they do have a window that's 35 and a half by 36 inches, which is the
The
size of that.
exact size of the Anderson?
It switches, that's the window?
That's the egress
I don't know,
window.
that
That's a single hung window inside a operable.
Yeah, no, it sounds like a great piece of hardware, but. Thank you.
I am comfortable with all but 2 things. The columns on the upper porch in the rear of the house being PVC, and the columns in the front of the house at the doorway also being PVC trim. Once again, we really don't like to see the PVC.
Well, they're stately houses, and it looks like plastic. So, with all the other details.
Well, we could review with the contractor what is in the,
Yeah.
in the numbers.
We'll do wood.
I think you'll be happier.
Yeah.
Put wood in.
Especially with the garage doors being right there.
I did my porch recently, and it's real wood. It just seemed to,
Well, I know you saved a few dollars, but in the end, probably isn't going to be worth it.
So as I said, I would recommend that the 4 columns in the back and the 2, appears to be 2 in the front, be made wood versus PVC trimmed. Anybody have anything else there?
No, but you can initial that, right?
Yeah, I can approve it as amended, and I'll amend the drawings that go to the building department to say, I'm just gonna cross out PVC trim to put wood.
Okay, because we're waiting to submit, we've submitted work, drawings to the permit process. It was reviewed by Ed, and he had a comment about whatever happened this evening to put those on the
Yeah,
drawings,
that's
which
fine.
I have time to do because I haven't submitted a couple
Well,
sets of
I'm
CO.
gonna do it on these drawings.
Okay.
The two drawings for of
Yes,
record.
okay.
And then what you and Ed do after that is totally up to you, but it'll be approved based on those
Okay,
changes.
great.
So, I will make a motion to approve as amended. Do I have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Great, thank you.
It looks great.
Thanks. I know you always need them,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Can't have enough.
We will now go to ARB 19-20, 10 South Broadway, awning.
Hello, good evening. My name's Adam Cohen, Sinorama, Stamford, Connecticut. Okay, we're proposing to rewrap the existing awning at 10 South Broadway, Irvington. Pretty straightforward. Here's an image of what was there, La Familia Deli.
Right.
And we're basically taking the same concept, rewrapping with a new material, let people know it's a new business. And just white painted graphics on the umbrella fabric material.
Okay. Just one comment from me, and because the burgundy is used up the street a little bit, I don't have a problem with that, even though it's a standalone. One of the things that we have adopted essentially is in this day and age of the internet, we like to keep the signs uncluttered, which is why we ask that you don't put the phone number on the awning.
Right.
You could put it on the window below, but it's off the awning. It just makes the awning too cluttered. Sometimes these are not really that large, the numbers,
Right.
but they're still there.
Right.
That's the only thing, the only criticism that I have. I don't know if anybody else has. Yeah.
No.
I guess the only thing I question is when you do the calculations of signage, isn't the windows covered in signs and the doors? I mean, it just,
Well,
I know it's existing, but
that will play into the total calculation. What they do is they take the width left to right and multiply that by 12, because it's how high the storefront will be. Then they can go up to 25% of that dimension. But I don't think this is, even with the writing on the door and then taking the phone number from the wanting to put it either on the door or on the window, I think this should still be under.
okay.
But once again, we're assuming what you have in these windows is under the 25%, and that's something that the building department, Ed, will calculate for you.
Okay.
I know that if it was a problem, he would have put it on, here, so I
Yeah.
don't see that, but I would recommend that you take the phone number off the sign.
Okay, we could just put it up there because, that's how it was.
That's where it was,
Familiar.
and,
Yeah,
and,
sure.
and a lot of the other signs in town have it too, but as they get replaced or recovered like this one is, we're asking that they take it off. I don't know if you have a problem with that, but.
Or take the number off the awning and put it on the window?
That's fine, that's fine.
Okay. But if we take the number off here, I feel like it'll be a little,
I agree with you.
Heavy
There's
on
a
the-
bit of an imbalance.
Yeah,
What
so-
do you think, Rick? I mean, it does balance nicely the way it is, so.
Trying to get them off them.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you take both off instead of just one.
Maybe,
Matthew, do you have an opinion here? Or you can't say it? I don't know. I mean, it's not the worst thing, but
We knock it down in size, maybe? They're 6-inch tall letters and numbers, knock them down to 5 or 4. Maybe that'll help.
I mean, we started with, you know, the most recent signs, taking the phone numbers off some, I don't want to relent on that, but, you know, if, I'm okay with 10 South Broadway just being on one corner, whether it be the left or the right. It does look unbalanced, but if you really wanted the address and didn't want to put it on the door instead, it'd be up to you. But I you know, the phone number is a deal breaker for me, as it has been for all the awnings that have come before us in the past couple of years, which haven't been too many, but what do you think?
If you see the corner, the building corner have the phone number too. The only,
Now, you talking about on the existing one?
yeah.
I know that, but what I said was, as we're going over the past few years, anytime somebody wants to
Oh,
replace it,
no.
an awning, we try to take it off.
Take it off.
All right, what about you okay with having just 10 South Broadway on the left-hand side?
Yes.
Door, we can put on the door.
Put on the door, I would say put on the door.
Yeah.
This way, it's just, the Hills Deli Cafe just sticks out,
That's it.
that's all you say,
Yep, fine.
okay?
Okay.
I would make a motion to approve as amended. Anybody? Second? All in favor? Okay. So once again, just like with the last application, I'll mark up the drawings that go to the building department, so when you speak to the building department, you know, later tomorrow, he'll know what the changes need to be, and you can go from there with that, with the building department guy.
Okay, so come in to see Ed with the new drawing with
Yeah, you know,
number on the window.
probably best, because that'll stay with the paperwork that I'm gonna sign, so he'll have the right one, so if you just take those two things off, you'll be good to go.
Okay,
All right,
all right.
thank you.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
good luck
Thank you.
Thank you.
in your business.
This is actually my first sign for me here, so the next step is we can start production of the awning?
No, you gotta get your permit from the building department.
And then, okay. Okay, and then you want to give me the staff's approval, and then we could.
Then you're good to go.
Okay,
Yep.
thanks. One last thing, once the awning's up, we have to call for more inspection.
Once again, check that with Ed. That's
Yeah,
his
not sure.
world.
Gotcha, gotcha. All right, thank you guys.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Okay. Moving on, application 19-21, 7 Manapon Lane, fence. How we doing?
Good, how are you doing?
You need your name?
Name's Jonathan Stern.
Okay. And you are the applicant / homeowner, I assume?
Yes.
You just purchased them.
Just purchased, this is my first meeting, so
All
I
right.
apologize if I don't know what to do.
Not a problem. We'll guide you through it.
Thanks.
My question is, you have on the paperwork 2 signs. You have this, and this is actually this sign. What do we?
The saber at the top.
Okay, so it's not the scallop or the.
No.
Okay. So it's-
And it's aluminum, right?
Aluminum, yes.
On the site plan, there's, it's in fine print, but it's highlighted, it's an older wall or something like that?
Yeah, the way the backyard goes, there's sort of a level part, and then it looks like some boulders or large rocks, and it drops down. And we've got a 2-year-old, so we want to put the fence on the edge of the boulder so he doesn't.
On top of the boulders?
No, just a little bit off, so it's not enough.
Inside?
Inside, yeah, just so he doesn't topple off.
So the second drawing is showing the actual zigzag where the wall is going. So you're going to follow that and go right in front of that wall, all the way
Correct.
around, all the way through.
Yeah.
And then as it comes back to the other retaining wall.
Yes, and it curls up. There'll be a gate there because there's still some stone steps coming down around the back there.
This is the front of your,
That's the front of the house.
and this is what, that's Mattapan Lane?
Yes.
Okay. So this is woods behind you?
Yes.
Yeah, that seals it for me. I don't have any issues with seeing.
I know the house, that's my friend's house.
Yeah.
Oh, Margaret?
Yeah,
It's very nice. I met her at the close.
wonderful,
Yeah.
yeah. So, beautiful house,
Oh, thank you.
enjoy it.
Any questions?
No, looks good.
Questions? Okay, I'll make a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Good to go?
Thank you.
Call the building department tomorrow, later tomorrow, because he's got quite a few things to work on already, but to make sure that he's, you know, apprised of what we did tonight.
Okay.
I'll call him later tomorrow and just ask him what the procedure is. He's gonna tell you, come in and pick up your permit. I just don't know when.
Okay.
He'll know his schedule, so.
Thank you very much.
Yeah?
Nice to meet you all.
Same
You
here.
too.
All right, now we will go to 100 North Broadway, which is ARB 19-22, 100 North Broadway, Abbott House. It says on the agenda landscaping, but it's actually a playground.
Ground, yes. Hi, I'm Lauren Candela Katz. I'm the Chief Development Officer at Abbott House and responsible for this opportunity to bring a playground for the kids. So I don't know if you're familiar with Abbott House, but we've been in Irvington for about 55 years now, and we've loved being part of the community. And the heart of our work is really about caring for children who've been deeply traumatized and adults with developmental disabilities. And so as you can see from the existing playground, it is a risky situation and we cannot allow the children to play on this playground. And most of our funding comes from government contracts which do not cover the cost of the program or maintenance or capital improvements or anything. And so things like replacing the playground really depend on fundraising. And we were fortunate to get Kaboom to come and get us a funding partner, Morgan Stanley, who are going to be providing a brand new playground for us. And so that's just the background that I wanted to share with you why we're doing this. And Jim Lotto is our landscape architect. I can share with you the best plans.
Basically, this is the main administration building. The existing playground is right in here, and with the new one we're going to put in, is pretty much going to go in that same spot. It's going to be a little bit smaller though. And there's more detail on the second page. We need a fence, just a black and just a chain link fence. There's a drop off over here.
Right, and there's an existing fence there that is all broken, so that would be removed and a new chain link put in.
And we're adding a handicap ramp. And there's a slope here, which has a tendency to drain right into the playground. So we have to put a fresh drain to pick that up and take it out.
Okay.
But it's pretty straightforward. It's visually totally isolated. You just don't know it's there. So
All year round or just
Pardon?
season? All year round or seasonal?
No, all year round, because there's
Also because of the
woods.
topography too.
Right.
Right, there's woods and then there's a parking lot that is in between.
Okay. Yep.
So it's not really visible to any homes.
Below that is Broadway though, right?
Broadway,
Is much further. This is, we're high on the hill
Uh-huh.
on Strawberry Lane.
Okay.
What color is the chain link?
Black.
It is.
What's the material that's in the playground, or going into the playground?
What do you mean?
The floor, the brown?
that's going to be engineered,
Engineered wood fiber,
yeah.
wood chips.
Oh,
Yeah, 12 inches.
They call it Fibrix?
Engineered wood fiber.
It's the
They make
same,
this stuff specially for the.
it's the same
Yes.
material that we're looking at putting in the new playground on in that. It's,
Square mounts thing together.
Yeah.
well, it's
It's
the
cost
most-
effective.
Yeah, exactly right. It's
Yes.
cost effective and, to maintain it, you just have to fluff it and then,
Yeah.
Right.
refill at the beginning of the season.
Right.
Not worry about it beyond that.
Exactly.
It alleviates the headaches of people, screaming about shaved rubber and all the other
Oh, yeah.
VOCs that go along with that.
Yeah.
Do you have an idea of what the playground's gonna look like? I know you have a drawing here, but I don't think that's probably,
Yes, that's it.
this is it?
This is it.
Oh, this is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
we had about 60 kids come and meet with Kaboom and have a design workshop. And they used their imagination to figure out what they wanted on the playground, and then Kaboom designed it based on that.
Okay.
And those are our Avid House colors.
Okay. Okay with that?
And it's ADA compliant.
My other question was, the fence, the color of the fence, you answered that question today. I'm okay as presented. Anybody have any other questions?
No, looks nice.
Okay.
Great, thank you very much.
I will make a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And if anybody wants to come and join us on June 28th for a community build day,
Okay.
we're building the playground in 6 hours with about 250 volunteers.
Lovely.
Enjoy the day. Let's hopefully it's a nice, beautiful day.
Yes, we're
No
praying, this
reason
is rain
not-
or shine.
Yeah, oh, that's right.
All right, thank you very
Thank you
much.
very much.
Do you want another set of the plans?
Oh, sure.
Go.
I'm here. I need all this.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I apologize to Mr. Burns, but that's the way we do things, unfortunately.
That's okay. Next time I'll know not to get excited when I see my name first.
Well, it's the people with the awning, the awning were all excited too. Oh, second one.
Matt Behrens, I'm the architect for the application. This is 18 Meadowbrook Road in Irvington. It is beside the small one-story addition in the back. It is basically a reskinning and recladding of the building also. New roof, new windows, new siding, and a new covered entry portico. Oh, I have some pictures too, sorry. This is the siding sample of Hardy Point. Smooth finish. These are various shots, depends on which one you get. Some of the front, the back. So you can see it's a small house, doesn't have a lot of presence on the street, mostly because of the low roof line. The second story is actually only a half story, barely that. You can see the elevations in the front, those squat windows. This is the first application to the board, but it is the second iteration. We had a completely full-blown redo of the house where we had a vertical element at the front and raised the roof of the second floor, replaced all the windows, replaced all the openings, but it was a little overly ambitious and we needed to scale things back a little bit. So keeping the rear addition, but then just again, reskinning everything. One of the things I wanted to point out also on the front elevation was to also redo the garage roof. Because it's on the north side of the property and sits below the main structure, it gets very little sunlight, so there's a lot of, they get a lot of ice issues, the roof never dries. And one of the things that we wanted to do was to create a gable roof that now slopes toward the front and to the back, which also helps the elevation a little bit, because again, it had this kind of almost like a cutesy little gabled front. So we moved that around a little bit. But again, keeping these, the existing windows, and then continuing with a consistent siding pattern, going with a higher exposure on the siding, just to kind of give it a little bit of verticality, and make it a little less horizontal. and also cutting a new window in between these two existing windows, again, just to kind of open it up a little bit. And then the new entrance portico, again, the existing one is a little unfortunate. It looks like it's a little bit too small for the house. This one gives it a little bit more presence and kind of announces the entrance a little bit more. It's got a flat roof with a couple of square columns at the front.
So you're changing the pitch roof on that?
Yes, exactly, yeah. And then going around, this is that, coming around to the south side here, this is all basically as is, except for a small dormer that we're kind of popping up on that, what faces the east elevation. And this is on, looking now at the rear, where you see that dormer pop up, and then this is that new gable roof over the garage, with this piece of it, with the new addition, and then tying that roof over that addition onto the garage.
So the roof, the siding, I guess the gutters, everything else is going to be...
Yes, all new. And all the trim will be white. The entry portico will also be white. And a new fiberglass shingle roof.
I had a question, I don't know, I think I answered it while I was looking at this. The materials on the trellis?
Cedar, correct. It's all going to be cedar. And it's an existing concrete patio, so it's going to sit on the trellis. We have I don't know if you can see it well here. So on this side, we created a little bit of a, just like a screen wall where it faces the neighbor's property, just to provide a little bit of privacy.
And that's cedar as well?
Yes, cedar slats. So it's an opportunity to kind of dress the building up a little bit. I think
it'll look like a new building when it's done, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's the hope. And again, if you see the photos, they for some reason they kind of cut that front elevation off. It's two different materials. It looks a little strange. So this, I think, will definitely help it, just to have a little bit of consistency to it.
The skylights are staying?
Yes, the skylight in the rear.
There's two of them, I guess.
Yes. I don't think I have those shown here. Yeah, sorry, those are right above this, right here. I don't have them shown, but they are staying.
Is there some functional purpose that the dormer is
Yes.
so tiny on the...
Yeah, so, again, the previous iteration, what we did is went out this way, because on the second floor, unfortunately, this is the only bath on the second floor, and it's really small. It barely fits. It doesn't even fit a 5-foot tub. So what we did is push it. Originally, we wanted to go out this way, out over this one-story addition. But now, again, trying to scale back the scope of the project, we pushed it out this way and created that dormer to pop up so that they have a little bit more of a usable bathroom, because it is, again, the only bathroom on the second floor. So by pushing this out, we created a nice stall shower and gave the other two fixtures in the bathroom a little bit more room.
It looks odd, but it's in the back of the house.
Exactly, yeah. And we kept the slope of the existing roof and just kind of popped it up just to get a little bit of headroom in there. Try to keep it simple. A little window on it to give it a little presence too.
And your zoning and everything's all complete?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
That's good. Yeah.
Okay. I have a motion to approve. I will make a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Right, so, was you addressing me before we get asked?
It was, but I looked at it and I wanted another opinion. So, all our architects are gone tonight. So, it was.
Have a good night, thank you.
You too.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
With Andrew being out the rest of until September, I'm gonna have his package sent to you every meeting, for every meeting. And I don't think Ken is gonna be here at the second meeting this month. So I will see if Deb can fill in. Yeah, the 24th, I don't think he's coming back from Europe that day, so it's usually pretty rough to deal with when you're...
Mid-July, are we meeting on the 8th and the 22nd?
Of what?
July.
I believe so. 8th and 22nd, correct.
Okay, so, only because, you know, it's 5. I wasn't sure when, the board met, but, you know, I won't be here on the 8th,
Okay.
and then I probably won't be here, I won't be here on the 12th of August.
Would we just make the note of this?
Yeah, I'll see if I can get someone to replace me. Is James still available, or?
Oh, sure. He just couldn't make it tonight.
Yeah.
All right, Deb, no, 7, 8, and 8 what?
And August
8, 12?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I don't have anything pressing other than that I know of. There's some pretty stuff here, but it doesn't look like much. So, that's it. I have a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.